Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me is Tad. Hey Tad,
Hey, Tyler.
how's it going?
I It's going pretty good.
Good.
I feel like I should give you the first news point though,
Yeah, I'm pretty
because
excited about this.
it's like it's all you.
Well,
All you.
I've loved the current run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's coming to an end in about 3 issues at 150, and Jason Aaron is taking over. So that
Yeah.
is the big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle news. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited about it.
Jason Aaron. Maybe I'll actually read some. I don't know.
I'm
At
hope.
some point I'm gonna have to have you like choose a story arc or two for us to do as a like great responsibility, just because I need to have read more turtles than I have.
Hmm.
Um, they've just gotten so big, and I don't know where to start. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Well, on Sophie
Yeah,
Campbell's run, that's a good place to start. It's been awesome.
yeah, but it wound up being really long.
I
So I
know.
mean, Sophie Campbell.
I,
That's still like, let's go read 100 issues.
I know. I know. But it's pretty monumental. I mean, for a Turtles run to go that long.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it. I'm not saying that I shouldn't, but you know how many comics I already read.
I know.
You know how many comics I don't manage to read. So
Actually, I
yeah.
don't. I kind of in my
Oh,
head
my stack
envision
of
you.
stuff I want to read is at least as long as what I get read in any given week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine is about twice as big. My stack to read is I got to get to stuff from months ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm catching up on Star Wars right now.
Are you?
Yeah. And I'm still like, I think I'm reading August Star Wars stuff right now,
Oh, really?
maybe September.
I'm about 3 months behind in, well, 3 issues behind in Amazing Spider-Man.
I did finally get caught up on Daredevil.
Yeah, I have not read the
So
newest issue yet.
I've read the new issue and the three before it that I hadn't read.
So I'm caught up to the newest issue. Just haven't read the newest one.
Yeah,
But
no, no.
it's pretty good, isn't it?
It's been fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a sign of like, and for that matter, most of the time, even the stuff that I like have read already, like I really wanted to take the time to reread Enfield Gang this
Mm-hmm.
week, and it still makes my list because I remembered how good it was from when I read it when
Yeah,
I got given the advanced PDF, but
yeah,
I didn't find time to reread it. You know,
yeah.
um,
So what else is
because
going on in news?
between staying on top of being able to plug stuff and all of our book clubs, which I'm the only one that has to read all of this stuff for the book
You
clubs,
do have a
which
lot
is
of
my
book
own
clubs.
damn
I
fault.
was gonna say you create them.
Yeah, it's my own damn fault. I'm not like complaining, but
Yeah.
I have tons of required reading at this point,
Yep.
and I still try to make certain that it's like, oh God damn it, I would. Which actually leads us nicely to our next category,
Hmm.
our next news item, because I'm actually in some ways happy that there's not an English translation yet, because I would want to top my list with it. A George Lucas biography,
Uh huh.
the Lucas Wars, when the won the 2024 Fnac France Intercomics Prize, which I don't even really know what that is.
I don't either, but
Um,
if there
Exannual
wasn't,
Fnac France Interprix BD. The book, published by Demans Editions, explores the life of George Lucas and the behind the scenes chaos that eventually came together to make the groundbreaking first Star Wars movie in 1977. Here, let me share my screen because you're going to love this art. This is just a beautiful cover.
wow, that is
Yeah.
cool. I like him sitting with the sunsets there.
Yeah,
With
the
the
twin sons of Tatooine,
yep.
Renaud Rocher and Laurent Hopman. Um, Scrupulously faithful to historical reality and meticulously documented, the Lucas Wars presents the incredible epic of George Lucas, the rebellious child who almost died, prodigy of the new Hollywood, and indomitable visionary. Um, It looks great. The interior art looks great.
And you say there's
Uh,
not an English translation yet?
as of now, there's no English translation. So, you know,
Maybe next year
uh,
it'll make our list for
yeah,
translations.
yeah. We'll see when it gets translated.
Sure.
Um, and I'll be all over it. And for that matter, that when it gets translated, it's not going to fly under anybody's radars.
Right.
Um, oh wow, it looks like it includes the Harrison Carey Fisher affair.
Oh, wow.
That she wrote about in her last book.
Yeah, I need to read that. It looks great. I love the
It
artwork.
does. It looks well. I mean, we've finally done some British, well, not British. We've finally done some Bendy Disney with Inkle,
Yep.
and we should definitely try to explore some more this year.
Mm-hmm.
They've got just a softer, tend to be softer with their colors, um, and more interested in great storytelling than like incredibly detailed art.
Right.
The detail is saved for where it's most important. And this car crash here is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love the impact spot of the car crash, and it's the only
Yeah.
color on the page, and it's in yellow.
Right. Right.
It's really unique.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we know we'll talk about it. I can't imagine that it won't eventually be licensed in the United States, and we will definitely talk about it again when it
Right.
is. Um, but for now, I'll just bring up that it won a prize that apparently is a big deal in France, big enough deal that they reported on it at the Beat. Um, yeah, and then like leaving comics, I'm just going to say that the Supreme Court's hearing Chevron, or not Chevron itself. It's hearing challenges to Chevron, which essentially is the decision that allows government agencies to actually use their expertise rather than strictly Congress and courts making all of the decisions on regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ironically, it's a law that came about because in 1982, when it was decided, Reagan's EPA was very friendly to corporations.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to make certain that it was the EPA that got to make decisions rather than judges. But now the EPA knows more about science, and it's a Democratic president, and it's really, really nut job Republican judiciary.
Yeah.
So they think that they'll have a better chance of not having to take responsibility for any damage that they might do in the world. I'm speaking of all corporations anywhere, period, who just want their profit and don't care about tomorrow. Um, if they move those decisions back to the court and the legislature rather than the expert agencies. And unfortunately, it already kind of looks like yeah, yeah. So, interesting week in the court. I think there might be some Trump stuff in front of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is more than anything a precursor to the possibility that you might have a grumpy Tad next week.
Did you see that Ron DeSantis dropped out?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Apparently the never back down
Yep.
uh super PAC decided to back down.
Yeah. I guess. Oh well.
So yeah, yeah.
Should we get to comic books?
Yes.
All right.
Let's talk about stuff coming out.
So this is new to order as of January 18th, and I know as of this
earlier
recording,
this week.
Right. It's the 21st.
Right.
But so new series, we've got Batman.
Well, and this is just for people who don't understand. Most comic book shops, not all, but they try to get their initial order in by the 18th. Getting your initial order in by that date all but guarantees that you'll get what you order.
Right.
Every once in a while, there'll be over orders on stuff that they just can't meet, and you'll wind up with allocations or whatnot. But in general, anything you get in by the 18th, you'll get. For most books, there's what's called a final order cutoff, and we'll talk about that again in a minute too, because we'll talk about upcoming final order cutoffs books. That's supposed to be, oh, we're going to order a few less of these. It's sometimes we're going to order a few more of these. Lately, I think more shops have used it that way, which sometimes puts stress on the system. But really, this is the last day for you to change your order before we're going to start printing stuff. So if you want it on time, we need to know about it right now.
Right.
Um, so anything we talk about here, even though the initial order date was the 18th, it's not that your shop can't still order it for you, likely. But be on top of it. And next week we should have new solicits. So anyway, back to you, Tyler.
Awesome.
Run through the red stuff.
Yeah, so it's highlighted on our notes here. That's why it's the red stuff. Batman Dark Age #1 from Mark Russell and Mike Allred from DC. That comes out in March. The Blood Brothers Mother #1, Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso from Distillery. Comes out in May. Let's see here. Deathstalker #1, Tim Seeley, Stephen Kazansky, Slash, and Nathan Gooden from Vault, out in March. Feral, I'm looking forward to this one. Feral #1, Tony Fleeks, Trish Forstner from Image Comics on March 27th. Little Black Book #1, Jeff McComsey and Felipe Cunha from AWA, out on March 13th. Man's Best #1 from Pornsak Pichiote and Jesse Lonergan from Boom, March 20th. Napalm Lullaby #1, Rick Remender Bengal, Image Comics, out on March 13th. Night People #1, Barry Gifford, Chris Condon, Brian Level from Oni Press, out March 6th. Spectrograph #1 from James Tiny and the Fourth, Christian Ward from Distillery in April 10th. Going down the list here, Torpedo 1972, Enrique Sanchez Abuli and Eduardo Riso from Ablaze, that's March 6th. And Usagi Yojimbo, The Crow #1, Stan Sakai from Dark Horse, April 3rd. And then we've got White Boat #1, Scott Snyder, Francesco Francavilla from Distillery on March 20th.
Then a couple of books for March 13th. Black Widow and Hawkeye #1 from Stephanie Phillips and Paolo Villanelli and Marvel Comics. The eyes of a hawk and the venom of a widow. Even when Black Widow and Hawkeye had no one to trust, they still had each other, even though their paths sometimes diverged. So when Clint Barton is accused of a rogue assassination attempt that puts the U.S. and Madripoor at odds, a symbiote-equipped Natasha Romanoff thinks nothing of coming to his aid. But as echoes of their past ripple into the present, it will take all their faith in each other and the lessons learned along the way to protect their futures.
That sounds really good. I kind of get a little sick of
Stephanie's great.
The symbiote stuff kind of gets a little bit played out.
Yeah, but she's actually Venom right now.
Yeah, I know. I haven't read any of that though. I should.
I haven't caught up yet.
Yeah,
but she is Venom, and Torun Grombuck is writing that, and she also writes really well.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to get caught up on that. And then the other is the next installment in the Wrong Earth universe, Wrong Earth Dead Ringers #1. Ahoy's critically acclaimed multiverse comic returns. And in this particular multiverse, you've got Dragonfly Man and Dragonfly. Dragonfly is from Earth Omega, which is kind of like, think Frank Miller Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragonfly Man is from Earth Alpha, think Batman 66. But they wind up in each other. The first volume is they get like swapped, and then other volumes they're sometimes working together in one universe or the other. So So Dragonfly Man and Stinger are back where they belong on campy Earth Alpha, but Earth Omega's gritty Dragonfly and Stinger 2 are now trapped there too. Will their vigilante violence infect the planet's innocent code-approved culture, and what happens when two heroes want to share Dragonfly Man's civilian identity, billionaire Richard Fame. The agonizing answers will shake Fortune City to its foundations. So, yeah, I was late to the party with
With
Wrong
Wrong
Earth,
Earth.
but
Yeah.
I totally dig it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check
Totally
it
dig
out
it.
because I
It's
haven't.
worth catching up on if you haven't. It's another one that we could do. I mean, we could mix Wrong Earth in with our Astro
I
City
was gonna say it's
slash.
got that vibe
It
to it.
fits into that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
As far as collections and graphic novels coming out, we've got Catfight from Andrew Wheeler and Ilias Kairazan. I'm sorry,
Karatzis.
Kairatzis from IDW on a
Karatzis.
March
Yeah.
13th. Degas and Casat from Salva Rubio
And IFA.
and IFA out on MBM March 13th. Dusk from
March
Alex
13th
Segura.
seems to be a big day.
I know. I was looking at those. Yeah. Dusk from Alex Segura and Elizabeth Little and David Hahn. That's coming out on Scout March 27th. Gleam from Freddie Carrasco. Yeah. And from Drawn and Quarterly. Carrasco. I'll get it one of these times. I'll learn to read.
You won't have to.
I'll learn to
until
read
like
good.
March.
I know. Hobtown Mystery Stories Volume 1, The Case of the Missing Men from Chris Burton and Alexander Forbes. That's from Oni Press. Comes out April 23rd. That's my sister's birthday. Light It, Shoot It from Graham Chaffee from Fantagraphics. That's also on April 3rd. Did I skip one? No. Okay. And then we've got Sirens of the City, Joanne Sterer and Kari Randolph from Boom, comes out May 8th. Suffrage Song, Caitlin Cass, Fantagraphics on March 6th. This one I'm really excited about. Swan Song, W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Simmons, Caspar Wingard, Felipe Andrade, Caitlin Yarsky, Alex Ekman Lawn, and Martin Morazzo from Image Comics comes out March 13th. Tomorrow the Birds from Osamu Tezuka from Ablaze comes out April 10th. And this one's really cool. We've talked about this one before as well. Winnie the Pooh by Travis Dandro from Drawn and Quarterly, April 16th on that one.
All right, a couple graphic novels and a couple of collections that we haven't dug into. Jordan Mechner's Replay, a memoir of an uprooted family from First Second Books. In this intergenerational graphic memoir, renowned video game designer Jordan Mechner traces his family's journey through war, Nazi occupation, and everyday marital strife. 1914, a teenage romantic heads to the enlistment office when his idyllic life in a Jewish enclave of the Austro-Hungarian Empire is shattered by World War I. 1938, a 7-year-old refugee begins a desperate odyssey through France, struggling to outrun the rapidly expanding Nazi regime and reunite with his family on the other side of the Atlantic. 2015, a creator of a world-famous video game franchise weighs the costs of uprooting his family and moving to France as the cracks in his marriage begin to grow. Prince of Persia creator Jordan Mechner calls on the voices of his father and grandfather to weave a powerful story about the enduring challenge of holding a family together in the face of an ever-changing world. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it does too.
Whiff Wolf from Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing with Dalen Ogden on art at Vault Comics.
That doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Whiff Wolf.
Whiff Wolf.
Yeah.
Whiff Wolf is an original folklore myth telling the story of Charity Bjornsdotter, a young woman in 1860s Montana who spends her days in the woods with her closest friend, a local wolf she calls Silver Slash. Charity is soon to marry the most handsome man in her small village, the mercurial yet beloved Paul Skeld. As her husband isolates her from Silver Slash, she begins to feel the call of the wilds, for it is there that her true destiny awaits. Whiff Wolf is the harrowing tale of a woman forcibly separated from that which makes her feel alive, a reinterpretation of the classic werewolf myth and the origin story of a new goddess.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
then
awesome.
collections available are, we've got volume 1 of Project Cryptid, which has been the 5-year anniversary event from Ahoy, where each issue has had 2 different creative teams taking on some sort of cryptid beast, Bigfoot, Yetis, Nessies, Mongolian deathworms, and more. Ahoy presents a deep dive into all things cryptid, legendary, tall tale, and fanciful beasts. All-star selection includes writers Mark Russell, Matt Bors, Melissa F. Olson, and Alex Segura. Take us from the depths of Loch Ness to the wilds of the Yeti's Himalayan mountains to the Ohio back roads where the Loveland Frogman lurks. That was Bryce's story, the Loveland Frog.
Yeah.
Featuring art from Peter Krause, Taki Soma, Gene Ha, Ted and Rowe, and many more. I've been loving this series. It's been fun. It's been hilarious. It's been sometimes horrifying. Yeah, it's you haven't been reading it, you should be considering reading it. But if you've missed it so far, the first trade paperback is due out on May 15th.
Nice.
So order that now.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the oddly pedestrian life of Christopher Chaos. Teenage scientist Christopher Chaos, for all his life, he knew he was different. His brilliant mind works in ways that defy logic and enable him to do things that push him beyond his peers. Unfortunately, these abilities have also caused great pain in his personal life, leading others to fear him and leaving Christopher with profound loneliness and guilt. Then one day, something cracked. When the cute boy at high school turns out to be a deadly creature, Christopher finds himself in a world of monsters, heroes, and cult hunters out to kill them all. This is the collecting issues 1 through 6. And apparently there's a 10-page prologue story never before seen in print. Sure, make those of us who've been reading it issue by issue buy the trade.
Yep. I was just thinking that. We're going to have to buy the trade now.
Out May 22nd. This has been great.
I love it.
I'm looking forward to more of this. This I talked about Star Trek Defiant was one of my ongoing series of the year.
Yeah.
But this event just blew me away. Star Trek Day of Blood hardcover will come out March 13th.
Yep.
It collects the Star Trek 2023 free comic book day issue, the Star Trek Day of Blood, Star Trek 11 and 12, Star Trek Defiant 6 and 7, and Star Trek Day of Blood Shax's Best Day. That was written by Ryan North.
Nice.
In very, very Squirrel Girl style. So for all of the seriousness of the rest of it, you also got Ryan North doing the like lower deck style humor.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
Coda.
I'm reading Squirrel Girl in its entirety right now, and
it's so good.
Yeah,
right.
It is just a good time.
So yeah, the write-up on this is Blood will flow with this crossover event, which pulls from the ongoing Star Trek saga and the Defiant spin-off series. As Emperor of the Klingon Empire, Kales II has consolidated power, raided ancient tombs and secret bunkers, taken the power of gods for himself, stolen the Bajoran orb of destruction, and has begun a slaughter across the stars. But this genocide of gods was just the beginning. For with the power he has stolen, Kales is about to declare war on all those who do not follow the red path. To prevent genocide unlike any since the ancient days of Konos, the crew of icons led by the emissary known as Benjamin Sisko and the renegades who follow a desperate and violent Worf must unite for a common cause. With the added bonus of Worf's son is on Kales's side.
Okay. Well, that's going to cause some tension.
You think? You think? Christopher Cantwell, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, and Ryan North, Ramon Rosales, Angel Anzueta, who was it? Derek Charm? Whoever it was that took over for Erica Henderson on Squirrel Girl does the art for the Shaxs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't remember who it is though.
I happen to still have all of the marbles sitting right here.
All right.
So I bet you I can find out.
So
My bookmark is even in the roughly the right spot.
while Tad's looking for that, why don't I talk about the final order cutoff
Go for it.
for January
It is
27th?
Derek Charm. Derek Charm.
Okay,
Done.
Derek Sherman. Okay. Final order
I
cutoff
got it right.
is this Wednesday. No, wait. No, next Saturday,
No.
the
I mean,
27th.
really next Monday, but I always recommend some stores don't do it till Monday, some do it on Sunday, some like to do it on Friday before they go home.
January
That's why we
27th.
talk about it on Yeah, that's why we talk about it a whole week in advance rather than giving you the final order cutoff for tomorrow.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah,
So,
this is your last week to order these things.
uh, first up is Con and On trade paperback from Paul Cornell and Marika Cresta from
At
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
And
So good.
That's coming out March 27th. Put that on your calendar. Helen of Windhorn, #1 from Tom King and Bilquis Evely from Dark Horse. That's March 13th. This one is pretty cool. Six Fingers, #1. Dan Waters, Summit, Kumar, Lee Lowridge. That's from Image Comics on February 21st.
February 21st. We should be talking to Ram V
Uh-huh.
ahead of that.
Yep.
Because he's got the one fist. There's
Yep.
the one fist and there's the six fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know if Dan's going to be able to join us on that or not, but we got Ram V lined up.
All right. And then we've got Swan Songs trade paperback. This is going to be pretty cool. Yep. From W. Maxwell Prince and various artists from Image Comics. That's on March 13th as well. Nope.
So what'd you love this week, Tyler?
Oh, I loved Black Hammer.
Black Hammer's always good.
Yeah. I really love the Colonel. Like, we're getting a lot more about Colonel Weird. And that's what I really like. Because, I mean, that's been the center of this whole thing. Colonel Weird and Anti-God. And it's been a long time coming for some of these, like, backstory stuff. Excited about that. Space Usagi, Death and Honor #2. I'm just, like, obsessed with Stan Sakai lately.
Well, I mean, there are way worse people to be obsessed with.
Uh-huh. Really like that
way,
one.
Way worse people to be obsessed with.
Yeah. Let's see what else on my list. My glasses are not working so good. Okay, Deviant #3, James Tynion and Joshua Hickson. This is really good. If you guys aren't reading Deviant, you need to get caught up. It's only on issue 3, so get caught up.
Particularly if you're into serial killers, James Tynion, Christmas, any of the above.
Yeah.
Good queer comics.
Yep. It's good. It's really good.
It's fantastic.
So yeah, those 3 comics really hit me. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to read, all my Marvel stuff, but there was a ton of Marvel books that came out this week.
I mean, what week is there not?
I know, but this was the week that I came home with equal number of indies versus Marvel, and that's unique. So anyway, what did you enjoy this week? What new amazing books
did I enjoy this week? I enjoyed the Enfield Gang Massacre #6. Chris and Jacob wrapped up their book in just amazing, bloody, fantastic fashion. What's the Furthest Place from Here? #17, Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss continue to, let's just say Tyler Boss is a boss, and so is Matthew Rosenberg.
Yeah.
This story just gets better. The more we dive into the world, the better it becomes. I'm loving every second. And then I agree. Deviant #3 was amazing, and there was great stuff. I mean, Weatherman Volume 3 #1 came out, and I loved it. Phantom Road is continuing along. It's great. The new John Constantine was great. Daredevil was great. So yeah, good week. Oh, Tokyo these days. Taiyo Matsumoto was great. So good week.
Yeah, tons of comics. I'm excited to talk about what our great responsibility is, though. Uh,
Ah, wrapping up our end of the year.
Favorites.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I was mostly excited for your number one here on translations. Uh,
Transitions.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
editor and
yeah,
did you read it?
yeah,
It's so good.
it is. I had it for two categories, and then I'm like, then I noticed you had it for this category, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, I can change it up.
yeah.
Um,
No, it's so good.
yeah.
It's. I mean, I think the one that I love the best is clownfish are all born male,
Mm-hmm.
and then when their mother dies, they become female, and and their siblings impregnate them, and then their children impregnate them. So your a clownfish is like its parents are its brother and its brother.
Right.
um, because transitions is all about it's about
The mother
I mean it's
journey.
really about a mother
Yeah.
navigating
Light.
her son's transition from being her daughter.
Yep.
Um, that catches her particularly off guard because it's not like he was a tomboy when he was a kid.
Right.
He'd been a girly girl. Uh, so she really wasn't prepared. Um, but she's also a scientist and particularly a biologist. So she buried herself in research, and the more she buried herself, the more she's like, "Oh, this is not a phase. This is not, and it's not unnatural.
Right. It's coming.
It's
I think it was a really good way of showing like parents that aren't expecting this kind of news and how you come to terms with it in a graceful way.
Right. Well, and that's one of the reasons I was excited for it because while I have zero tolerance for people who are like against trans or whatever,
Sure.
I have zero tolerance for parents who, you know, disown or ostracize their children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it also can't be an easy moment. There's not an easy way to navigate it.
No.
It's a big thing to tell your parent. And if there's one thing that's absolutely true about parents is they want the absolute happiness and easiest life possible for their children.
Yeah.
And in this world today, being trans is not going to be an easy life.
No. Exactly. You feel not
So
bad.
so so out of love, you're going to want to not believe it even though I mean it's such a fraught thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um that I really appreciated having the parents' view, being honest about her struggles, being honest about the fact that her like 5-year-old got it faster and started being the no, it's he now.
Yep.
Remember, she's a boy. Um, that her new husband took it better and that those things helped her because it made her realize or it helped her realize how many of the things that were standing in the way of her acceptance had to do with her own preconceived aspirations.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She'd been dreaming of wedding dresses, and she wasn't going to be dreaming of wedding dresses anymore. She'd been dreaming of grandchildren, and she wasn't going to be dreaming of them in the same way anymore. Um, yeah. So yeah, I really, really appreciated
I
the take.
exactly. That's a good way of putting
I
it.
appreciated the mom's willingness to tell a story in which she didn't always look good.
Mm-hmm.
It tells the story warts and all. Initially, she doesn't take things well, and she acknowledges that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she falls into all of those, it's a phase, or, you're just depressed, or whatever traps that people can fall into. And even as she starts to research and understand better that it's not unnatural and it's not deviant or anything like that, um, it still takes her longer to be able to completely wrap her head
Yeah.
around. I mean, among other things, I mean, little things that I don't think people think about or give credence to. Uh, how long did you take to pick your daughter's name?
Quite a while.
So how would it feel if you suddenly needed to call her something else?
Exactly. It would be really tough to not only come to terms with that was what she wanted or he wanted it,
Right.
or
Well, I mean, it would be hard enough even if it wasn't combined with everything else. If it was just like, I really don't like my name, call me this now.
yep,
Right?
yep.
I mean, I'll cop to, my son spent high school wanting to be called Slevin, and hindsight, I should have just gone with it.
Oh, you didn't? What was your
I
reaction?
didn't. My reaction was, what the hell are you doing and why?
Yeah, what was
You're, you're
that's I'm
naming yourself after a dumb movie.
Oh, really? Is
Well, no, he would insist that it wasn't,
okay.
but I'm like,
Okay.
that's the only place I know that name from.
Yeah, it's funny.
um, just during his goth emo phase,
Sure.
so it was even harder. Um, but in hindsight, I wish I'd gone, okay, whatever makes you happy. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I appreciated when we heard this book was coming out. I got it immediately. There's another one that I need to read. I actually have it on my iPad right now called Us.
Okay.
It's the story, um, like one member of a couple realized that she was trans,
Yep.
and then they decided to stay together. So I'm interested to read that. Kelly read it and thought it was great.
Hmm.
So that's on my list too. Just because, I mean, all we hear is and it's the problem with everything becoming so politically charged, is all we wind up hearing is the hypercharged whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to get the more down to earth, real. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah. Work-life balance, Aisha Franz, drawn in quarterly.
Okay.
Actually got to see her do a reading at Howling Pages in Chicago. We still need to reach out to her. I've got her email address.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's like a workplace / therapy book.
What language was it in?
I think it's French.
Okay.
Well, I think she lives in Germany right now.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I read it in English.
Right. I just didn't know what language it was translated from.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about translations.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, it was funny and it was real and yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just nice.
That's good. You've got a good list.
And Azadora,
Yeah.
there's nothing more we can say about
I know we've
Azadora.
talked about that so much.
I wanted to come up with something better to put on the list than Azadora just because
Well,
we've spent lots of time talking about Azadora, but
my list
Azadora is too good.
my list
Azadora
has-
is too good. I couldn't.
My list has 2 mangas on it, including Asadora.
Well, I have no problem with having 2 manga on it. I just yeah.
My first one was Chainsaw Man. This
Which I haven't read yet. I've read one shot from the same artist.
it's so graphic and it's so bizarre. This guy gets powers from this dog demon, and he gets the powers of turning body parts of his into working chainsaws, so he can like have a
Okay.
chainsaw coming out of his face. My son got me watching the anime of it when I was visiting him in Chicago, and then from there I just stepped it up to the manga, and now I'm working my way through the series, and it's just captivating because it's so bizarre. It's good though. Tatsuki Fujimoto is the author, and that's
Yeah.
out on Viz, the English translation anyway. And then I've got Asadora as well from Naoki Urasawa. That's also Viz. And then this one I've cheated because I haven't read this one. I've started. I
Oh,
just
this
have,
one looks good. I didn't even know about it, but I just pulled it up.
yeah, this one I've just started, and it's called The Great Beyond by Lee Murawyak, and it's a French book that I just started last week trying to get caught up for this, trying to think of what I was going to read for translations. And
Yeah.
and then I did read transitions as well, but then I saw it was on your list and I'm like, "Oh, I should probably pick something else." So,
We don't want to have identical lists.
no.
That's fair.
And so anyway, this book, The Great Beyond, it's just it's really centered around names, and the main character of this book, Maynel Naher, I think it is has the same name as a rising pop star, and so far it's really good. But anyway, that's The
Yeah.
Great
I mean,
Beyond.
the art looks cool.
It's very blue and white, and it's got little pops of color on random
Yeah.
pages.
Well, and very geometric
hmm
in a good way.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of it so far. Like I said, I'll have more to say of it when I finish it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to look into this one. Um, no, the thing that I've read from Fujimoto Tatsuki is called Look Back.
Okay.
It's a one-shot manga. Um, that's it's like yeah, the plot is Ayumu Fujini is an elementary schooler with a talent for drawing manga, which she publishes in the school's paper. Um,
That's cool though.
and it kind of follows the life and looks back on her early time. Yeah, it's a cool book. It's realistic fiction with a little bit of a horror element. Um, it gets listed as coming of age drama and horror thriller.
That would be good.
But it's so different from Chainsaw Man that when it came out, I had to jump on it because I mean it's what made me want to read Chainsaw Man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
because Chainsaw Man sounds so ridiculous.
It's just bizarre. I can't even
But
put my finger
then
on
when
it.
you can go off and read something that good from the same person, it's like, okay, there's probably something more to this thing.
Exactly.
And
There is something more to Chainsaw Man, and I'm still flushing it out.
right.
I'm still trying to figure it
Well,
out.
I mean, because of their mere format, the weekly format, the wanting it to be, it being good for them if it goes on for years, and therefore, it's good not to have reveals happen too quickly, etc.
Yep,
Um, manga have a different pace.
they do.
Um, but yeah, so Chainsaw Man will have to go higher on my list now.
Just pick up volume 1 and just check it out. Or even start with the anime. I think it's on Hulu.
Well, except that I never managed to really do anime.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch enough TV, or more importantly, I let Kelly choose what's on the TV. So unless she decides that she wants to watch the anime, um, that's just not gonna happen.
Do you read while she watches TV? Or does that work for you?
Often,
Because I'm like,
often.
how
I
do you
spend
get
a
so
lot
much
of time
reading
reading.
done?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I sit on the couch while she's watching TV and I read.
Okay.
Which is the other reason that I shouldn't be the one picking, because I'm doing something else.
Right. That's how my wife is. She's very much into football, and so she's watching all these football games lately, and I'm just working on podcast stuff, and I could care less
Right.
about football.
I can't watch football. I can't.
Well, we were kind of
All
she's a huge Packers fan, and so we were invested in the game last night, and they lost, and yeah,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, for me, I spent a decade in senior care,
yeah.
so um, all I can think about is the head
I
injuries.
know, I know.
All I can think about is the head injuries. Uh, so yeah, it doesn't work for me.
Well,
Oh, there's only 14 volumes of Chainsaw Man so far.
so far, yeah.
I should get on soon.
I
It's not like One Piece where I'm already like hundreds of
know.
volumes
I
behind.
know. I try to decide.
I've read like the first 6 volumes of One
Should
Piece.
I
It's
get
really
on?
good.
Should
I
I get
dig
on it?
it.
I've been seeing so much about it.
I dig it,
Yeah,
but
you're not gonna get caught up. Is it like 1,000 volumes, isn't it? Or maybe it's not that many, but it's
it's
hundreds.
lots of volumes.
Uh,
It's a lot of volumes.
yeah. Anywho, let's get back to our list. Our next category is nonfiction. Tad, what do you got for nonfiction stuff?
This was actually a relatively easy category for me to hammer out this year. Not because there weren't a ton of great nonfiction books, because there were a ton of great nonfiction books. But to me, there were really three that stood above the rest. Um, Head and shoulders above the rest were Stamped from the Beginning,
Mm-hmm.
um, Joel Christian Gill's adaptation of Ibram X. Kendi's book on Black history in the United States, and particularly, public perception of Black history in the United States
Right.
through the years,
Yeah.
through the lens of different people. Um, yeah, I mean, at some point we'll have, I mean, I'd love to talk to Ibram or Joel. And at some point we should probably talk about this book even without that, because it does a lot of the things that show why comics are such a good medium
Right.
for telling history.
Right.
Um, the big part that I find myself going back to uh, over and over again is, it's split up into segments by historical figures. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like Cotton Mather and Thomas Jefferson, and I forget if it was W.E.B. Du Bois, or forget who the next period was, or
Sure.
whether it was the next period. But one of the later periods is Angela Davis. But there's also Angela Davis's talking head all through the book, when things that are unfortunately still true today are being said in the 1700s. You got Angela Davis's head going, this seems familiar, in just a
Yep.
way that like totally drives home like the depth of certain things.
Right.
Um, yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. I need to read it again. Yeah. And then second, and equally standing head and shoulders above everything else this year. I mean, if we'd done a traditional list like we did last year, this probably would have been a top 2 or 3 book for me. Miles Davis's Search for Sound by Dave Chisholm.
Yep.
Um, every bit as good as Enter the Blue, maybe better. Um, really deep dive into Miles as a human being, struggles that he had, um, his devotion to always figuring out that next sound. Um, yeah, and just beautiful. I mean, Chisholm tells musical stories like
Mm-hmm.
no one else. I loved it. And then we talked to Julio Anta, or I talked to Julio Anta about
Yeah, you did.
Cisse Pueda. Yes, we can. Uh, the Latino heroes who changed the United States. It's more of a YA book, but it's really well laid out.
Sure.
Really good mix of people that, I mean, for most people reading it who aren't Latino, there's probably a lot of people they don't know. But
Yep.
I tend to be a history geek and into being as multicultural with my history as I can, and still probably I half or more of the book was about people that I've never heard of, and 2/3 to 3/4 of the book was completely new to me. And it's got me digging even deeper into Latino history in the United States. Um, but it also does so without being as heavy-handed as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fact, as in some ways it should be. I mean, not really it should be, but we should be,
Yep.
when it comes to history, it's debatable whether we have shortchanged Black Americans or Latin Americans more.
Right.
Um, and particularly as immigration translated as brown people are scary continues to be such an issue. It's worth pointing out things like, Texas, New Mexico, most of Arizona, Utah, Nevada, California, all used to be Mexico.
Right.
Massive numbers of brown people
Yeah.
are not immigrants.
Right.
Are not immigrants. And oftentimes the way those places became not Mexico is pretty shady.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm on Julio's recommendation. I'm reading a book called Harvest of Empires right now that is further making me go, oh God,
We're terrible.
the things that we do and then wash over
Yeah. Exactly.
or reframe. I understand that, it's just for anybody out there who is sitting and listening, and probably nobody listening to this podcast at this point, unless this is the first episode of ours that they've ever listened to,
Right.
is thinking, oh God, he hates America because they dropped out a long time ago. But if for whatever reason you're listening to me say this stuff and thinking, oh God, why does he hate America so much? I don't hate America. I fucking love America. That doesn't mean I don't think we've done some shitty ass things that we need to learn from. Why I love America is at any given period of time, there are significant numbers of people who want to. How successful they are varies through the years. But I think every conservative out there should really learn their history.
Exactly.
Like learn their history and ask themselves seriously, how often have the conservatives been on the good side of history?
True.
Now, and I take you back to Jesus was a liberal, and fuck you if you say otherwise. Read your damn Bible. Liberalism is about change. Liberalism is about improving from the status quo.
Right.
And to improve from the status quo, you need to know your history. There's a place for conservatism because there's an argument for taking certain things slow, getting it
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
But there's not a good argument for going backwards. And so often in American history, that's really what conservatives wanted, is not to slow things down, but to go backwards.
To go back,
Right. And that's, again, read your history and see how often that you really believe that the people who are conservatives in that way have been on the right side of things.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, what nonfiction have you liked?
Well, like I brought up earlier, I had Transitions on my list as well. And
So
Transitions, A
good.
Mother's Journey, Elodie Durand from Top Shelf was my number one pick, and we went over that. My second one was Blue Book, James Tynion the Fourth, Klaus Janson, Michael Avon Oming, and John McCrae.
Wasn't this also one of your top five miniseries?
Yeah, yeah,
So this is your thing that made it twice,
yeah. Because it
and
is
it was
right
good. I don't blame it.
is right
It
up my
it earned it.
right up my alley. I was,
Yeah.
every month that it came out, I was super excited about it. The artwork was unique, and anyway, so anyway, I got it under nonfiction because when I started this, I didn't know it was nonfiction.
Yeah.
I thought it was just James Tynion doing some weird story, and if that was the case, I'm like, he could make this a lot more compelling. I was thinking like this is a little slow.
I think I remember that conversation after the first issue came out,
Yeah,
where I said, "Well, but he had to stick to like what we know." You're like, "What?" I'm like, "It's not fiction, Tyler," and you're like, "Oh,
yeah, right. And so now it makes much more sense why it's a little bit more mundane. When you're writing a story about aliens, let's do it up. But anyway, and my third pick is I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee from Tom Scioli.
I have this, but I haven't read it yet." I need to. Tom did a Jack Kirby graphic novel too.
Yeah,
that I also have.
I want to read
I haven't
that one.
read yet.
This
I
one,
have them both, and I need to read it. Read them.
well, I like this because it does a good job of showing, that Stan wasn't always the most.
Yeah, I've heard it's fair.
It's fair. That's a good way.
It doesn't overly slam him, but it also doesn't overly lionize him.
Exactly. The lionizing part, right? That everyone's like Stan Lee is this, great, cute old
Right.
man that appeared in the Marvel movies.
And for that matter, I've heard the Kirby is similar. That they're both even-handed. That they try to show them as the humans that they are.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that we're going to wind up talking a lot about Nate Powell's Lies My Teacher Told Me
Right.
this year. And one of the overarching themes in that book and the prose history book that it was based on is that it's a mistake to teach history both through almost exclusively through major people,
Right.
The person-based the great person-based version of history, but then to also teach all of those great people as if they're flawless, to iron over whatever imperfections they may have had.
Right.
Because among other things, sometimes it's more impressive, not less impressive, that somebody who could be this could also be that. So yeah, no, it's very much on my list. More so now because you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I want to read the Jack Kirby one for sure.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not as big of a fan of Jack Kirby, but he was just as influential in comic books,
Yeah. And it's also Tom Scioli.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then on to our last category, our wild card. I didn't know what to do with this one. I gotta explain my picks to you when we get to it.
Well, I mean, I have to explain mine too.
Yes.
Wild card was essentially I came up with it because A, I couldn't come up with a ninth category. B, there were a couple of things that I really wanted to squeeze in that I just couldn't. If we'd gone 4 in top miniseries, Spencer Ackerman's Waller versus Wildstorm almost certainly would have been there.
Yep.
I don't even know where to put Bob Sikoriak's work on making another motion picture masterpiece, and we don't have anything on cons. So, 3 things that were huge to me in comics, there wasn't a great place to put them.
Yep.
Because among other things, and I just gave you all three. I kind of put them in order. I said CXC, Spencer Ackerman, and then Making Another Motion Picture Masterpiece
Yep.
by Tom Hanks and Bob Sikoriak. But I don't know that there's really an order because that's not really how this works because they're
Exactly.
wild cards.
Exactly.
Um,
That's exactly what I was going to say about mine too.
CXC is. I wanted an opportunity to talk about it again because it's like, at least for somebody like me who doesn't care that much about merchandising, really doesn't care that much about like movies about comics
Right. Me
or
either.
or meeting movie stars or or whatnot. Um, CXC represents the comic convention that I've been to. Oh, but also likes more than just super indie books. CXC represents the comic convention that I've been to that has almost everything I like about almost any comics convention with none of what I don't.
Nice.
There was no, I mean, that there weren't lines of people to see actors,
Yeah.
the floor was at a local library. They also used the Billy Ireland Museum. The after party schedule was public, so you would have creators and fans doing karaoke together or going to comic readings together,
Right.
etc. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I got to hang out with um, Carl Krumholtz in person.
Yeah.
Got to meet Dennis Kitchen. Got to meet Noah Van Sciver. Got to hang out some with Shelley Bond. Um, Meet Ben Passmore and Reagan Buchanan. Got to see Durf again. Um, got to see Raina Telgemeier talk.
That's awesome.
Got to hang out with Chris Schweizer.
So it was a lot more like personable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, I mean, almost all of the independent con, Mocha, TCAF, that sort of thing are in that vein. SPX, Cake in Chicago. Um, but I think between having the museum and the fact that, I mean, I don't know that there was a lot of superhero representation there, though P. Craig Russell was there.
Sure.
Philip Bond was there. So it's not like there weren't no superhero representation. It's just people that weren't only superheroes. And I think other people have been there through the years, and I'm certain that they wouldn't turn them away.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Um, but then, it's everything from like comics that people stapled together on their own to like high-end published drawn in quarterly or Fantagraphics or Image and Vertigo work.
Yeah.
Um, but in a laid back, intimate environment.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. It's to me what the ideal comic convention feels like.
Should be. Yeah.
Um,
What we wish that C2E2 or any of the other bigger ones should be like.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, they also have to make money and whatnot. So, I mean, I get the balance, but I still wish that there were more that were just devoted to comics,
Yeah.
and not gatekeeping. Because that's the thing. A lot of the indie ones, it's like if you're too big. I mean, I hate the amount of gatekeeping there is in comics. Um, the superhero snobs. Oh, you don't know about this, or the yeah, and I get accused of being this sometimes. Oh, you're reading superhero stuff. Well, you should read this Vertigo thing. Um, and then you buy your stuff at a comic shop, you got to find this zine and this. I mean,
Exactly.
I hate that those groups are separate
Right.
because it's all comics. It's all comics.
Right.
Why can't we just enjoy each other? You know?
Yeah.
Why can't we
I
learn from
didn't
each
know there
other?
was bad beef between the DIY culture and the established brick and mortar comic book shop.
Oh, go listen to my conversation with Howard Chaykin.
Okay. I'll go listen to it.
I love Howard and I want to have him back, but we we went back and forth a little bit a couple of times.
All
And that was
right.
one of the places.
Okay, okay. Reminds me I should start listening to the whole episodes when I put them up.
But then Spencer Ackerman, again, Waller versus Wildstorm just on its own
Yeah.
almost made one of my lists. But the idea that a Pulitzer Prize winning national security reporter would write a comic book. I mean, it's like when Ta-Nehisi Coates or Eve Ewing started doing comic books. It's just amazing to me when these people who are absolutely renowned in their own field
Yeah.
do comics. I think it lends that much more credibility to an industry that deserves way more credibility than it gets. And it says a lot that every one of Spencer's emails he's at this point, he's an independent journalist. He's got a paid newsletter and every newsletter that goes out, will have a paragraph at the end about Waller versus Wildstorm and where you can get it, etc. Which means that this renowned national security reporter that a hell of a lot of people are reading right now because he's one of the best voices, most knowledgeable, even-handed voices that you will find when it comes to Israel-Palestine,
Mm-hmm.
is also plug-in comics. I mean, mostly his own, but the fact that he's willing to I mean, there's not money in comics. It's not like
Right.
somebody said, "Here, take all this money, make a comic for us."
Right.
And then kind of the flip side of that, is there a bigger name in entertainment than Tom Hanks?
Probably not.
And not only did he write a book about making a movie and have that movie be an adaptation of a superhero thing,
Right.
but he went out and got a great cartoonist. I don't know how much he was involved in this, but it still happened
Right.
to do 3 8-page stories in the book. So Making of Another Motion Picture Masterpiece has 3 8-page Bob Skoriak comics. They're just beautiful.
Yeah.
And make it so all these people who are reading Tom Hanks because they're reading Tom Hanks get introduced to comics.
Right.
And the book, while there are parts of it that take some pot shots at comic book movies, though they also take some pot shots at people who like bash comic book movies because they kind of point out that every movie that manages to get made is a miracle. There's just so many spots that it could fall apart.
Exactly.
It also treats the source material lovingly. So I just, again, it's one of those little ways that comics got pushed out to a group of people that wouldn't necessarily be exposed to comics.
Right. I mean,
otherwise.
putting Tom Hanks' name on it, I mean, that's a
right.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good get.
So what are your wild cards?
I
Tyler?
picked a comic book that we haven't talked about very much at all. I picked a label that is just going gangbusters.
Yeah.
And then I picked a internet show that I like to watch. Because I listen to different podcasts and I watch different YouTube shows, all trying to get my comic book background on stuff I'm not really reading. But anyway, so the comic book that I picked out is Raphael Grampa's Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. I think we talked about it when the first issue dropped, but the second issue is out now and the third one's coming pretty soon. It's really
I
good.
need to read this. I haven't yet.
It's really good. And yeah, and I don't talk about DC stuff very much at all because I don't read a lot of it. The only thing I read are
Right.
the Batman stories that take place out of continuity. It's kind of or in the White Knight universe. I like that. Just because it's a little more fresh and new, you know. But Batman Gargoyle of Gotham is definitely worth the read. The artwork is unlike any Batman story that I've read, um, by Mateus or Matthias. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Lopez, um,
No, he's the colorist.
colorist. Raphael did the art.
Grandpa's doing the art
He's doing the
and
art
the
too.
writing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He did the art on one. He did what was it? Golden Child,
Yep.
the Dark Knight Returns
Yep.
Golden Child with
Yep.
Frank Miller.
Yep.
He
So
did
if
the
you
art on
remember
as
that
well.
artwork, it's very reminiscent of that. But my second pick is Distillery. Um, I have been finding I if it says Distillery on it, I'll just pick it up. I won't even really care what title it is right now. I'm at that point where I used to be that way with Oni Press. I used to love anything Oni Press put out. I thought was just super smart and fun, and I'm that way about Distillery right now. Um, so that's definitely. Oh, no, I lost my spot on my list. Oh yeah, Distillery, definitely worth checking out their books. Uh, Tad, what have you? Which ones have you been your favorite on Distillery?
Probably Somna so far.
I think so too.
Um, just because I mean I love Becky Cloonan and I love Tula Lotay.
Mm-hmm.
So, the two of them together is just special.
Right.
Um, yeah,
And then
probably Somna.
and my third thing here is we've always, we're putting out an internet show on comic books, but we never really talk about other shows that we like
I mean, we
or
do from time to time.
um,
We did more earlier before we were doing so. I mean, for me, it was before I was doing so much of this that I stopped managing to. I mean, it used to be that I wanted to learn something about a writer or a comic, I
yeah,
would go look for a podcast.
yep,
Now I want to learn something about a writer or an artist or a comic, and I email the writer, the artist, or the comic or the team, and I say, "Hey, come on our
yeah,
podcast."
I know it's totally different dynamic. But my good buddy John in Sioux Falls, he has got a show on YouTube called A Comic Book Look that I
Okay.
think does a really good job. And they've talked to me before about doing a crossover with 22 panels, whether
Yeah.
they interview us or we interview them or we just hang out and chat comic books. They do a similar thing on Comic Book Look where they just talk about that week's comics. But it's a YouTube show, or it's a video show, unlike this one. But it's fun to check out. And I thought
I mean, we have one episode up on Josh Bear's YouTube feed
mhm.
because he asked if he could put up the video, and I said sure.
Yeah.
So we have one video episode out there.
Well, that's cool.
Uh,
So look for that in the near future of us doing a comic book look. Yeah, and check them out on YouTube. They've got Facebook. They've got all the other stuff. But yeah, my wife popped her head in a minute ago and gave me the "Hey, you want to put our daughter to bed?" look. So
well, we're almost wrapped up anyway,
we
so
are
so
coming to the end.
let's
Yeah.
slam through our books that we hope will be spectacular. Newburn number 14, Chip Starsky, Jacob Phillips, Image
This looks
Comics. I just love this book.
this looks good. I have not got into it yet.
Uh, Mark Russell and Roman Rosanas are wrapping up Rumpus Room
Yep.
at AWA. Uh, Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino's Bone Orchard Mythos Tenement number 8 is also this week. And yeah, there was a major twist in number 7, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that is taken
Mm-hmm.
here. Books I know are spectacular. If you didn't get your giant size Sano Sisters number 1, The third printing comes out this week, and I cannot recommend it enough. Also, Lunar New Year Love Story was out in bookstores last week, out in comic shops this week from Jean Luen Yang and Le Yuen Pham. The Nasty #6 from John Lees and Adam Calhoun is amazing. Depending on whether they got it from Lunar or Diamond, it might have been in your shop last week. If it wasn't in your shop last week, it'll be in your shop this week.
I got it on the 17th, so I'm like,
right. And then Star Trek Defiant Annual. This is another one that Chris slipped me. Christopher Cantwell, Ramon Rosanas, and fuck, was it good. Also, definitely take the time to go pick up the Click Click Boom collection if you haven't read it already, from Doug Wagner and Doug Babbs.
Nice.
So, Tyler, what are you looking forward to?
First one is a unique book.
Oh, this one looks good.
Klaus Nommel, a graphic biography and collaborative anthology from Liz Yerby. And it's got 23 different artists collaborating together to give all these different perspectives of this biographical story of this performance artist.
Yeah, I heard about this a while ago.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Birdcage Bottom does good work.
Yeah, Birdcage Bottom's putting the book out. Birdcage Bottom Books. My second pick, I've really been enjoying this new Spider-Man series. Like I need a new Spider-Man series, like I need a hole in the head. But Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 #4 will be coming out. This has been coming out weekly. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. #1 literally just dropped, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to catch up. And then also the Bone Orchard Mythos, Tenement #6, Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. I can't wait for this one. Like you said, that twist. Hopefully we'll get some resolution.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, it was fun going. It was fun going.
There's another week in the books. Are we Astro City or Black Hammer next week?
I believe we are Black Hammer, and I have to look. But I believe it's doing Age of Doom.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, I will look for sure.
Yeah. No. The Black Hammer Volume 2, Age of Doom. Sounds good.
Yep. And
that's what we're going to call it. Okay. Whether it was supposed, because Astro City takes longer to get through, and I got enough to read this week. So I like that it's Black Hammer.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because I know there's a part 1 and a part 2 to it. So I wasn't
sure. But we'll do the library edition again.
The library edition. Okay.
So the whole thing. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, this was fun going through our favorite stuff.
Always is. I love doing this every year.
I get a little bit anxious about what my picks are going to be, and I'm like, get all up in my head about whether it's.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
I hope that the new format made it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
I know it did for me,
mm-hmm.
because I find that it's generally easier for me to decide on smaller number. I find that, the smaller the numbers that I'm going after, the easier it is to cut off. But at the same time, when we're talking about a whole year, there's so much great stuff that I don't want to just talk about 3 things.
I know.
So 3 things in X number of different categories works so much better for me.
Yeah, I liked it too.
So I'm glad.
Yeah, it worked really well. Yeah, it wasn't like such a what's your top X amount of books for the year? I'm like, oh crap.
Right.
But yeah, this was good. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch you guys after the next page. See ya. Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.